How to make a landscape drawing of a house with a tree. The first thing we want to do is we want to put a horizon line across our paper. You just take a ruler. I found this board out in my garage. I'm going to use it. And you put a horizontal line across your paper. This line is going to separate your ground from your sky. So this is ground, this is sky. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to draw a house. Now for my house, I'm just going to draw me a little rectangle shape like this. Okay, got two sides, it's got a bottom, got a top, awesome. Now, since I put a shape in front of this horizon line, I want to erase that line that I covered. Each time I cover that line, I'm going to erase the area inside of it. All right, now I need a roof on this house. So for my roof, I'm going to kind of find the middle of this, mark it with a point. I'm going to go from the point to the corner, point to the corner. It's a triangle, okay? For the next part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some lines that are going to come back off of this at an angle to help me know where that angle goes and to make sure all of them go to the same or have the kind of same angle. I'm going to put a little dot on my paper, artist. Call this a vanishing point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, imagine that there's an imaginary line connecting from here to here, and I'm going to draw from the top corner right here to about right there, okay? The longer you make the line, the longer your house will be, the shorter the shorter. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom, but notice this time the angle changes because it still has to point to that dot. So I'm going to take this line, doing as best I can, imagine it going to that dot there, kind of drawing lightly, okay? Back about right there. Now, got a vertical line there, I need a vertical line there. That's going to close the wall of the house off there. Once again, I covered my horizon line, so I've got to erase that area out. All right, now I got to do the same at the top here. So I'm going to go to the top of this triangle here for the top of my roof. Same point, I'm going to make sure that angle is kind of coming down there towards it. If you have a ruler, you can really line these up, okay, and really get a very exact looking drawing, right? Really exact looking drawing. Okay, there's my angle there. Now this is tricky. I can't just go straight up here. I've got to make it angle like this line is here. Okay, so just kind of imagine it's there, and then you, about right there, okay? I'm going to erase the extra part of my roof I don't need. All right, there's my roof of my house. Boom. All right, let's do us a tree. So next step's going to be a tree. I'm going to put my tree over here. Now this is my house. My tree's going to be here. I want my tree about the same size, maybe a little bigger than my house, but definitely not smaller, okay? Trees and houses are about the same size, unless the tree's really far off or the tree's really up close. But for this one, we're going to put it right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the trunk. One side of the trunk first. It's going to kind of curve, and it's going to go up to about right there. Notice that's about the top of my tree. Well, not the top, but that's going to be the top of the trunk. It's pretty even with the house. Now, the trick with trees is you always want to start wide and get smaller. Okay, so I'm going to start about right here, but as I go in, as I draw up, I'm going to slowly make it start coming closer and closer and closer and closer and closer together. Now, I covered that horizon line with a shape now, so I'm going to erase out the middle of that. Okay, now, got to go and do some branches off of here. The branches work just like the trunk. First, I'm going to do the bottom of one. Watch, it's going to go up to here. I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to start wide, but as I go in, I'm going to get it a little closer and closer and closer and closer. Okay, I'm going to come up, do one more here. I'm going to let this kind of just, both of these go up a little bit taller. Do one not right across from it, but maybe right here. So, do one side of it, then I'll start wide and come closer and closer and closer. It's okay if they're not the same, that's fine. Now I want even a branch to come off of this one. So easy, I do the same thing. I go up with one, come on the other side, and as long as I start wide, it slowly gets smaller and smaller. It's gonna look like a branch. Now, since I grew all these branches off of here, I'm going to erase the line in between these areas, and all of a sudden it looks like one solid trunk of a tree. Now, to put the leaves around the tree, I'm just going to keep it just kind of a little curly shape, just to show the little textured outside edge. You don't need much definition for a tree at this shape, so just kind of a rounded shape. It's going to go around behind the tree like that. Okay, I do like to do some little covers like this right here, so it looks like those tree branches really grow into the tree. All right. Let's see, I'm going to do a curved one there and let that kind of grow up there. All right, now you can put apples, whatever you want to on. If you want to do some roots, the roots are just like the branches. You start wide and get smaller. I wouldn't do them too long though. Okay, roots usually go in the ground pretty quickly. So there's some roots off my tree. Perfect. All right, let's do a couple more details to the house. On the house, I do need a door. Got to get in my house. I'm going to do a door right here. So 2 sides to the door. I draw one side. I make the top. Top's going to go to that point. So I just kind of angle it a little bit. And then I'm going to do a line down. Boom. Just like that. There's my door. If I want to do a window, same thing. I'm going to draw this side first. Then I'm going to imagine the top's going to go to that point. Like that. I'm going to imagine the bottom's going to go to that point like that. And I'm going to close it down. Come back here. Do another one. Point. Point. All right, got some windows over here. If I want some windows or a door, do a door, maybe a window here. Yeah, really have fun with it here. All right, now that's when you get to have some fun. You can really branch out here. You can begin to put you a sun in there if you want a sunset or whatever. Let's do a sunset. I'm gonna put my sun setting right over here. So half of my sun is gonna be covered by this horizon line because this is ground, so it's going below the ground, okay? Other than that, I can do some nice little clouds, maybe a big old fluffy cloud. Clouds are fun. They don't really have a shape. That's why everybody's always guessing what they are, but I like to kind of make them round like that. Sometimes you can do this and make some little long stretched out ones. All right, other than that, look, hey, let's give a little path to our home. Okay, when you do your path, always make sure it's wider as it goes away from where it's coming. Okay, I could even do one over here. Maybe there's my path. When I do the other side though, I just want it getting wide like that. If you want to put some stones or whatever, if you want to come around, draw some little flowers around your house, you can. Make it real cute. Put some curtains in the windows. All right, the rest is going to be up to you. Have fun.